U.S. Bank Stadium holds just under 70,000 spectators, and they've come out in full force for this one. A fantastic atmosphere here in Minneapolis. Today, the curtain falls on the regular season, and we've got a good one in store between the Detroit Lions and the Minnesota Vikings. Here's Michael Badgley now to get this one started. And we are underway from downtown Minneapolis. And no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25. Off the play fake, Cousins. That's complete to Justin Jefferson. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Right away, they rack up 10 yards on their first play from scrimmage.
And time to give some credit to the big fellows, the offensive line here, because you've got to have good protection on crossing routes, because you've got to give your receiver time to work all the way across the field. That time, be able to scan the field, spot his receiver moving left to right, and make a good, accurate throw. Thank you, guys.
Play action now, Cousins. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down. But the Vikings had 13-3 now on the year, and they have certainly got it rolling as of late. Winners of 6 in a row.
And I think this is where, as a head coach, you show your team some trust. Instead of just talking about winning, the very next game, you point out to them, we're on a nice run here. And if we keep doing this, we'll be playing at home in the postseason. And we know that could run us all the way to the Super Bowl if we get that done.
Boy, he ran free there after the catch as that winds up going for 38.
Things are looking pretty darn good on this first drive, aren't they? Came right out, set the tone, this time with a big pass play.
And if the peek behind the curtain that they gave us to their game plan, I don't think that's going to be the last one we see.
I think you're exactly right about that.
And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8. Now, this defense for the Lions, they were very strong last week in the win over Carolina.
And one of the key things you always look for when you're evaluating a defense is how opportunistic are they? How many takeaways do they get per game? And how about last week's game? That number, 6. Absolutely phenomenal performance. They were on top of their game right from the first snap.
Give them a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. Cousins on 3rd and 2. Right side, it's the tight end, Hockenson. And he will have a Vikings first down as this defense unable to hold. It's a 7-yard gain there on 3rd and 2. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Cousins. Looking for Thielen, but it's intercepted. And now the rookie's free. The 30. And a terrific return there. They're finally able to corral him down near the 11-yard line. Well, that is a quick lesson on how difficult this defense is to throw against. An interception on their initial drive of the ball game.
Now we know why their offensive staff spent the entire week awake trying to prepare for this one, because you can't totally shy away from throwing the football. But at the same time, you're looking at them and going, where are the weaknesses? How are we going to move it?
One of the top defenses in the NFL for a reason. We just saw one example right there. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. So they cite the right guard this time with a holding penalty.
And so many different assignments you can have at that position, and sometimes you might just be a step too late and have to grab and hold on.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Now Scott. That's a gain of 11. Would have been a 1st down if not for that penalty moments ago. They go again with Scott. And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who can do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6. Looking to throw. Tomlinson. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down. So hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. So instead of forcing the field goal, it'll be 1st and goal.
If the wind blowing, then you
Trying to
can
make
do it.
something happen that just didn't need
If
to,
they
right?
tell
I
you
mean,
to do
plays
it, you
happen,
normally
let
say,
it go. It's over. Instead, creates a penalty.
Scott
"Ooh,
will get down close to the goal line, but not in, as he'll be marked down at the 1. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Good work there, holding them out on 1st down. And this is going to be a battle down here on the goal line. Can they hold their ground for 2, maybe even 3 more plays?
ain't down."
2nd and goal from the 1. They'll run with Scott. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Well, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. And in for the Lions, touchdown. James Mitchell from 3 yards out. And the Lions use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
All the time.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Lions are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line. Well, when you start thinking of guys that are in the mix for Defensive Player of the Year, I think you use him as Exhibit A. Maybe he's not the leading guy right now, but he's at least on the periphery and deserves to be in the discussion.
And because of that, he's looking at a game today where in order to make that big move and maybe become the guy, he needs multiple takeaways, multiple big plays, things that get our attention and reverberate for weeks to come.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And some room to maneuver. Touchdown, Detroit. A great effort there. His 26th touchdown, drawing even with Marshall Faulk for the 4th most in a single season. And the Lions are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And it's now 14-0.
14. Vikings, nothing.
Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Vikings take over 1st and
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. Throwing, Cousins. And here's another interception, the 3rd of this first quarter. And the Lions are going to take possession of the football. Well, I'm not sure that the wheels, Charles, are coming completely off, but they're shaking a little bit. That's 3 interceptions, and now interceptions here on back-to-back drives.
And I think about what a Hall of Fame coach told me that he always told his teams, when a mistake happens, just move on to the next play. Let it go. Hard to do when you've thrown this many interceptions. That's exactly the attitude that has to be adopted.
88 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Here's Scott. And he'll get this down only to the 18. Tackle made there by Jordan Hicks.
It went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Now, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
To throw on 2nd down. Tomlinson. They'll find Williams on the slant. And the Lions are going to have a 1st and goal as he's taken down at about the 8-yard line.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal.
All of a sudden, those lanes that were there earlier in the drive dry up near the goal line. That's a good job defensively to diagnose the run and stop it for a very short pickup.
2 of their 3 red zone trips so far, they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line.
Jonah Jackson, former 3rd-round pick, the guilty party.
A crucial penalty there as the hold backs him up for another 2nd and goal. Back to throw. Tomlinson.
Quick throw, knocked away, and incomplete.
Well, partner guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make 3rd down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big 3rd down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
Badgley able to punch this one through. And that'll make this 17-0 here in the opening quarter.
So the defense able to force the interception, and the offense working their way into field goal range and able to get 3 out of it.
Yeah, and give them credit for that. They took the ball, maneuvered it downfield, and while they couldn't get exactly what they wanted, which was a touchdown, they did get 3 points out of it. So they paid off what the defense gave them. Both sides to be thrilled with that.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on 1st down. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
This, the second meeting between these 2 division rivals. You might recall they met earlier in the year, and it was the Vikings who won that one on the road, so they'll look for the sweep here in Minneapolis.
From the 30 on 2nd down. Cousins open here, Adam Thielen. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 17-0 our score after 1. right side. They're going to go option here. First down, here's the run with Cook. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. He can rack up those tackles in bunches in the run game from that middle linebacker spot.
And what he has to do is make sure he congratulates the guys in front and tells them thanks a lot, because as the guy in the middle, the Mike linebacker, you're counting on your front 3, your front 4, your front 5, whatever you've got in front of you to take up all the blocking, allow you to roam and hit. And that's what he did on that play.
Good, sure hands there from a guy not accustomed to catching a whole lot of passes. But how about the way he was able to pull that one in and pick up good yardage?
Working out of the gun, Cousins. And he's got his tight end, that's Smith. And he will have a Vikings first down as he'll be marked down a yard or 2 past the marker following a gain of 6.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back.
Down the numbers. There he goes. Touchdown, Vikings. Had the option to hand that one off and run it himself, but instead, a really easy quick pass.
I like the way they made a decisive decision and get it right to the receiver. One move later, he's in the end zone.
Extra point right down the middle, and that'll cut the lead to 17-7. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings booming away. From his end zone, here comes Patterson. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking, because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead the big way. The best way to do it, touchdowns.
And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Tackle there by Lewis Seen. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Looking for right, and he finds him. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. First catch for him on the afternoon, and it results in a first down. On the carry, this is Scott. And he's got room. And he's going to be out of bounds all the way down inside the 15. 142 yards rushing for him, as he has been tough to stop here in this first half. A lot of running backs, a little bit of a disadvantage when you start talking MVP. Might not be the case this year. You think he's got a shot, don't you?
I do. I think he's got more than a shot. But what he's going to need here down the stretch this late in the season, he needs that big closing game, that game that we're all going to reflect on and go, oh, my goodness, did he put up a number, let's say, 200 plus?
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
On the jump.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Scott, and he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. A great play there with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And his guy's now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as Grant opts not to return it. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've gotten...
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
And the Lions are going to take over at their own 13-yard line. Well, CD, you know, when you mentioned earlier about spreading the ball around in this game, I don't think you mentioned the guys in the other uniform. With 4 interceptions here in the first half, and several different guys have picked them off.
Yeah, instead of analyzing what's going wrong with him, throwing the football, while we look at the defense, they came in prepared. An excellent game plan, well scouted, and they're taking it away at almost every turn.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. They'll try the left side. Scott, and just not a ton of room to work with. He'll get it to the 15 for a gain of 2.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. On 3rd down, Tomlinson.
Got St. Brown running the quick slant here.
Calling a gain of 3 on the play. And it'll be 4th down. Jack Fox now gets set to punt. Back deep, Jakeem Grant. It's a return of 4 following a 42-yard punt.
And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
This offense returning out there, and really, you remember the last drive, Charles, it was over before it even began. They threw the interception on the very first play.
And what that means is for all these guys, it's been a while since they've been out there going full speed, so they've got to get everyone back out there, run a couple of your go-to plays, make sure you get your offense oiled up a little bit. They've got to be able to start fast, but they've got to be efficient as well.
Especially the quarterback.
There we go.
And my goodness, another interception.
Picked up by a Fitu Melifonwu. And the Lions are going to take possession of the football. Boy, they get him yet again, Charles. 5 interceptions in this game. You rarely see this, maybe a couple of times in a season, but this defense, they've been fantastic.
It's certainly an example of watching a defense that is in the zone, right? We use that term so often, but most of the time, it's for people who are on offense. In this case, it's a defense as a whole, all locked in with each other, all ready to go.
He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit them over the top, unsuccessfully.
And good work there in open space. And he's got this all the way down now to the 32. 168 yards rushing for him now on 17 carries.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Off play action. Tomlinson. Trying for right, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith.
And the Vikings are going to take possession here at their own 33.
They've got a pretty comfortable lead right now, but maybe a little too careless with the football that time for the rookie.
I think the key word there is comfortable. And there's 2 schools of thought on it. With that type of a lead, maybe you can take a few more chances because you have a cushion.
This is in another
Tell
league.
you, don't eat up the cushion you get this play. He'll learn to ride that line as he moves on in his career.
Well, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
He couldn't have came back again.
Those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles on their faces. He's handing out picks. Like the people just leave the candy out at Halloween and you take what you want. They're having a blast out there playing against him today.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They're giving him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Yeah, I'm playing this dude. He's got the Vikings. I got the Lions. I mean, the first time he played, he pushed the perfect game. He didn't turn the ball over at all.
13 yards as the Vikings
you know
pick
how I
up the
felt about
first
that.
down.
And he's very stupid out. So we
Now
had to
Cook,
play
he's
the
got it
game.
off the draw. And he'll get
I
what he
was
can
like,
up
I
the
see
middle,
this
3
man.
yards. That'll bring up second down. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. 2nd and 7.
But even like in that game that he took the perfect game, like he had turnover-worthy plays.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But a Viking was able to corral this one, and Minnesota will keep possession.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there?
Or like my guy wouldn't jump.
Lost
And it
a lot
wouldn't
of
be like he
yardage,
threw it over a
but I think the
linebacker.
good news
He
outweighs it,
even
able to
threw it
retain
over the
possession.
safety, and
That was
safety
big for
don't do
them.
that. So the corner don't do that.
The good news, they kept the ball. Bad news, it's 3rd and long.
It is what it is. I got you.
To throw is Cousins. They're going for Jefferson downfield. And this will be incomplete. Boy, can you believe this? That one probably should have been picked 2. Instead, it's 4th down.
A very limited time left to get into field goal range before the half, and they tried to get it all on one throw right there.
What's the score? He might be
He was
frustrated.
only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Fielded at the 20.
But maybe that's a new thing. I done came back in 21-0 before.
So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far.
Everybody
As
can't
we'll
do
send
it,
you
Ross.
down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. The Lions in the lead, and they're going to get the football first as well as the second half is underway. Patterson going to bring this out of the end zone. Nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's
He got like 3 of them. I started to put them shits in my playbook.
Kick off their next drive. Charles, for them, pretty good first half on the ground. They had some success running the ball in quarters 1 and 2, and they've got the lead now. A chance to expand upon that lead here with their first drive in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, believe it or not, you and I have noticed that this great game of football has shifted towards pass first, run second. So for me, it's really nice to see some of these teams keeping the ground game as a big component of their offense, and it's working pretty well for them now. And let's face it, they can continue to do damage with it. And in addition, it sets up the pass game really well for them, too.
And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. Another good run there for a guy who, remember, on Wednesday was named NFC Offensive Player of the Week for what he did a week ago.
Yeah, and you know it takes some solid runs and some extra special ones in order to win that type of an award. I think he's locked in and wants to get it done a second time.
Right back to him on first down. And he'll get this to the 32. And not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Looking to throw on second down. Tomlinson, he's airing it out for Williams. And that's going to be incomplete.
Come on, dog. What are we doing here?
Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Well, even with a huge lead, he was looking for more points. Wanted the deep shot downfield. That one goes incomplete. Obviously, he wants to put more points on the board.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. He's got this complete to Williams. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A good pickup there, 21 yards. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 47. Now a handoff up the middle. It's Scott. And he pushes through a would-be tackler to get about 3 yards, 2nd down.
Not a huge carry there on 1st down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on 2nd down.
On 2nd down now, it's Scott. And he's going to be stopped just short of the 1st down marker at the Vikings 37. Boy, 196 yards rushing for him now in the afternoon as he continues to put a hurt on this defense. This will be the 8th play of the drive, and it's 3rd and inches. And that'll be caught by St. Brown. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 28. Just his 2nd catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased on
what up, buddy?
Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do.
Who you play this round?
Strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Okay, good. To me.
On 2nd down, it's Scott. Back-to-back 2-yard losses, and that sets up a tough 3rd and 14.
You know, it's become cliche, but we have seen it and observed it. When runners have days like what we're seeing right now, they often take their offensive linemen out for steaks afterwards, don't they? They all go buy them dinner. But after a play like that, they might reduce and might go to the corner and just grab a hot dog or two, huh?
Hey, I mean, they've still been blocking for him well in this game. They don't get one mulligan up front.
Okay, so what we're saying then is we're going petite filet instead of porterhouse.
8 ounce. 8 ounce is good.
All right, just checking.
Badgley's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, they picked up right where they left off in the 1st half. First drive after the break, they come away with 3 and increase that lead.
Yeah, and you just want to keep building on that lead, don't you? Whether 6 points or 3 points, take everything you can get, keep maneuvering, keep adding to it, keep making it difficult for them to come back.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. On play action, Cousins.
This one into the hands of Thielen.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. A well-executed 22-yard gain. Cousins gives way to Cook. And he's going to be brought down inside the 45 at the 43. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but closed there quickly at the end.
Oh, going for Jefferson downfield.
And now here is another interception.
And the Lions are going to take possession here at their own 3-yard line. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is a team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards. It's been an excellent day for him running the football, no doubt, as he continues to soar well past 100 yards.
Yeah, it almost feels like he can just grab his briefcase and head home after putting in a full day's work in the office, doesn't it?
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, Sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
On second down now, it's Scott. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
He had to fight for every yard on that run. Shook himself free of a tackle and kept fighting, even with the rest of the defense closing in on him. That's the kind of effort you'll take every single time.
On third down, Scott. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage.
Well, someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on third down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. They'll run on first down. Scott. And he's brought down, but not before a really nice stiff arm to create a little space. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. Was that 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive, and like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. And he's got some space here. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. 1 quarter remains here as the regular season starts to wind down. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 43. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Scott. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Partner, I know my grade school teachers never would believe this, but I can absorb a lesson. I think there's a lesson in this one. He's having a great day running the football, but occasionally they're going to find a way to stop you, aren't they?
Yeah, this time the defense stepped up in what's been so far a tough game for them.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That one good for 26 and a first down.
Just a simple tap pass, but it pays off in a big way.
And sometimes the simple stuff causes the most problems for a defense because there's a breakdown in communication there. When that receiver goes behind the line of scrimmage and it looks like he's going in motion, someone either has to go with him or he has to be passed off to another defender. Somehow they didn't get that communicated well, and it turned into a nice play.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down 4th quarter. Looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to says body language is important. And now you're seeing guys with their hands on.
And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Taking it in from 11 yards out. And the Lions are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that stretches the lead all the way up to 27. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. This has been frustrating for them to this point. They have not looked the same as they did coming in, riding that impressive 6-game win streak. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Here's Cook again. And some room to work. There he goes, left side. Touchdown, Vikings! Well, they had done a really nice job on him through 3 quarters plus, but you just had that feeling eventually he was going to get loose.
And this is why coaches always preach that it's a 4-quarter game, right? It gets trite for us. It gets trite for the fans. This is exactly what they're talking about. What you did before was terrific, but will it stand up if you start giving up big plays as we saw there?
From his end zone, here comes Patterson. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Well, the win for them at this point seems pretty assured. I mean, still a decent amount of time left here in the fourth quarter, Charles, but you got the football. You're up 3 scores. They have to be feeling really good about where they're at.
I love your observation skills, partner, because I think you saw them charge onto the field fired up about another chance to get into the end zone. Looks to me like this group is ready to crush any hope left on the opposing sideline, and they want to do it with some gusto, too.
On second down, it's Scott, and he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks, allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. First down, Detroit, 16 yards on the pickup. And looking to put this game on ice in the fourth quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. Well, they'll take that every time with a lead. First down, fourth quarter, getting 8 yards. You love that.
They will take it. And you have to ask the defensive guys, why did you give it? I mean, you know the situation. You're down. Have to stop them, have to get the football back. But 8 yards on first down puts them back on their heels.
A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Oh, the blitzes?
Set of downs, clock
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck he did.
No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. A big play there. 48 yards. And the Lions stretch this fourth quarter lead even further, and they are closing in on win number 12 of the season. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that stretches the lead all the way up to 27.
I hate when one person covers 3 people. That's the thing about this game that I hate.
Graham, he will not return it, and his guys will begin at the 25.
Like an actual bump or like a user.
Start their next drive.
Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Open man, he's got him, the tight end, Hockenson. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 50 catches for him now on the year, and he's got a first down. Cousins to throw it. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Deshaun Elliott. And the Lions are going to get it back here just past the 35. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used the calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it. And sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards.
Well, we're beyond the tone setting right now. This guy's been a bell cow all day, and they'll continue to rely on him to move the chains, drain the clock, and lead his team.
Right back to him on first down. And he'll be taken down after a pickup of about 7 as the clock will stop here for the 2-minute warning.
Ready! Hurry!
On second down now. It's Scott. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up.
Well, Brandon, he's had a great day, but sometimes the other guys make a play against you. What's that expression they like to use in the NFL? Those guys get paid too, you know.
Yeah, in college they say, hey, they're on scholarship too. In the NFL, they're getting paid too. With the day he's had, you can have one going the wrong direction. And he's going to get the first down here as he's taken down at the 22. It's a 9-yard gain, and it'll keep the drive moving.
I've got an idea. Let's skip racing to the airport at the end of this game. Let's go to the post-game press conference. I have a feeling that the quarterback of this winning team is going to be given a whole lot of credit to the running game and the offensive line.
Yeah, I was just going to say the offensive line, yes, carrying the ball has been key, but those guys up front, they've made a lot of space. Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on all those high-end sports